All right, Shalom. Israel giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone. My salutations to the brothers teaching the word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most high will. Hopeful extended elect, Shalom. Yeah, I just wanted to mention too, after this information, a little dream I had that made me think about this, made me do this video. But, I thought about it too, like when, of course, when you get a woman, you get a possession. And, I don't know in history if it played a part where the man would have a ring too, but definitely the woman had a ring to where, it's basically ownership. Like, this is my woman. I own this woman. So if you see a woman walking down the street, she got a ring, that means she's married to a man. It was a signet, and basically I did look up signet, and it said a small seal, especially a private one, on a finger ring. So, you something proved that you belong to somebody, you know. During slavery, I just made a video about that. The branding, it proved that you were maybe an escaped slave, or you belong to the ownership of, this family, that plantation, what have you. And it also means a sign. Like when you sign something, you signify that. Like if you sign a policy, or you sign a letter, or you sign any document, sign a marriage papers or whatever, now they can, it goes into a law binding commitment to where they're able to take you to court, or, judge you. So, even with common law marriage, where there's no like formal marriage, but if you show receipts, that prove that, I own this, or I've certain things that you put your name on or whatever, then you can win on that part of the matter with your court procedures. They'd be like, oh well, you signed papers saying that. They go through that all the time in court. You signed the papers over to this person that you didn't want this, that they could be the owner of it. So that's what Jacob's going to be doing if he take the M.O.T.B. He's going to be signing himself over to the sea hip. He's going to make a signature with the devil to signify that he commits to all this worldly new world order stuff that's he's going to put into law. Sign a mark. See, there go that mark. Identifying mark, token, indication, symbol, proof, military standard, and sign, a signal, or an omen, sign in the heavens constellation. Identifying mark. There go that word mark. So I think oh yeah, and where is it? If you go to one of those Greek words, let me look it up right quick. Sigma, the 18th letter of the Greek alphabet. Let me go get the folder. Find it real quick. I don't want to make this too long. But out of the, the 666, you have Chai, Zai, and I think that's Sigma or Stigma, but I wrote it as so that might be Sigma, right? I might wrote it down wrong, but let me try this too. Let me do this too. Yeah, stigma, a mark. So I'm pretty sure those are the same words. A mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. So that's definitely a signification. Like, they do a lot of branding in Greek. If you go to those black Greek colleges, they do branding. They had a movie called School Days, and they had Do the Right Thing. I think both of them had elements of Greek fraternities. You know, those movies were produced by Spike Lee. Oh, he know the Jewish people well, man. So this would signify, and your signature on the dotted line, so to speak, on the spiritual level, to where you committed all the ways to all the ways of the beast, which is disrespectful to the Most High. It's basically breaking a wedding vow. It's basically your wife going into heavy adultery. Because if a man sees your wife and she has a ring, and you know he tries, he tries to get with her, you're gonna be like, well, yeah, my wife, my wife had a ring on. What you doing talking to her? But if she has not a ring, then you're gonna be like, where's your ring at? You're gonna think she's playing, and would be the case. She's playing hot. She's playing Miss Hottie and shit, man. So that's what Jake is taking his spiritual ring off that signifies our ownership to the Most High, and playing a adulterous harlot, man. That makes sense. Adulterous. And Most High is going to destroy them for that. So this is a marriage bond. It tells you in Jeremiah 3 and 14, I think it is, that we're married to the Most High. And it says Most High is going to look at us like a wedding instead of a harlot, which Israel did play, but he's going to look at us like a woman out of wedlock, because you are married to the Most High. If you're the nation of Israel, you're married to the Most High. You're owned by the Most High. You're a possession of the Most High. Not a possession of them, but they want full control. They want, to play the father. They want to play the husband. The father and the husband, they are similar role. And Yahweh Shai said, John 8:44. I'll get that scripture right quick. He said, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father will ye do." So they are the big brother, but they want to play the father. They want to play the father also, which, if you look up father, that it means one who has authority. Let me get that scripture right quick, because I mean the definition. I can get it also in the blue letter. Come on, man. It says father, one who begets a child. Father, it was another definition I wanted. One who exercises parental care over another. And this this is the male we're talking about. Let me get in the blue letter right quick. But yeah, Yahweh Shai said, "You are your father, the devil, the lust of your father will ye do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. He is a liar and the father of it, man. And this is the guy you're going with. This is the guy you're making a covenant with, a bond with, by marriage, by signification, like as that ring. But that ring is the M.O.T.B. Now let me get Father.
Strong's G 3962. Pater.
Pater, which would get that word for paternal. You got paternal, maternal, father, generational, male ancestor. Let me see. Ancestors, forefathers, founders of a nation. One advanced in years, a senior, originator and transmitter of anything. See, the originator, he's trying to be the originator and transmitter. Remember, it said Jacob is the former of all things. Most High is the creator. He's trying to be the creator. He's trying to create his own domain, his own kingdom, and say, well, yeah, I didn't, God didn't make anything. I did all this, including human beings, with mixed with robots. He can't make human beings, but he can make robots, and he's trying to mash that with human beings to be like it said. He would be like try to be like the Most High. He would be like the Most High, sitting in the temple as the Most High. The authors of a family or society of persons and animated by the same spirit as himself. One who has infused his own spirit into others, who actuates and governs their minds. Yeah. They even, when they shot the bomb over there in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, they called this one dude, I forget his name, Oppenheimer. I think it was Oppenheimer, the father of the atom bomb. So they do try to, Yahweh is the father of spirits. They're trying to be the father of souls by putting the souls into robots. See how that is? Play the opposite side. And then as a husband, a husbandry, because we could look that word up too. That's where all your farming and you create, just same as a father. Like when a man is a husband, was a father, he was he was a husband to this woman at first. He got with the woman and they got married and he became her husband and he had a child and he became a father. So let me see. Husband. Yeah, let me get another one. And I think it talks about the Most High being a husband. Well, he said, yeah, he's married into us. So, yeah, he's a husband as well as a father. I don't want to really make this more than 20 minutes, but Isaiah 54:5, it says, thine maker is thine husband. Oh, the Lord of hosts is his name. See, he's a husband, and thy redeemer of the Holy One of Israel. The power of the whole earth shall he be called, man. So that's a title for him also, but he is that his name is he is Yahweh. His son Yahweh Shai, he that delivers. We're gonna go into that word right quick, husband. And Baal with an I, not Baal like the devil.
Strong's H 1166. Baal.
But a lot of these
Baal.
terms too doesn't mean like, we talked about Lucifer, we talked about you know, the word devil, it just means false accuser, we, Peter was called a devil by Yahweh Shai. It doesn't mean he's like Satan himself. So, I had terms. I just wanted to mention that. You had terms. So, but it looks like it's Baal with an I. Because Baal is, and they may have similar meaning, but it says to marry, rule over, possess, to own. It says even when a man gets a wife, he gets a possession. So nobody's supposed to touch your property. You get a woman, you marry her, and if another man violates, you're gonna. It says jealousy is the rage of a man. You're gonna take that man out. But if she committed adultery with him, she didn't get raped or nothing. She was dating him. I mean, so-called dating him and laying with him, and they call it cheating, but it's adultery. You're gonna put them. It says should be put both to death. So, if you're a woman if you're a Israelite, the Most High's bride, and you marry this new world order, you marry this Edomite, society, this world, then you're committing spiritual fornication, spiritual adultery with the Most High. The ring that he has on his elect is the mark that's talked about in Ezekiel 9:5. It's a signet. It's a covenant, basically. It's a promise letter, a promise ring. I'm just in man terms, to show our ownership that we belong to somebody. We belong to a higher power, and the so-called white man's supposed to respect that. He's supposed, oh, you married, oh, I can't mess. But he's gonna, he's gonna do it anyway. He's gonna violate the sons, he's gonna violate the bride by his tactics of putting them to death. Enemy should come in like a flood. So guess what? Who comes to revenge that woman that got taken advantage of, that got murdered, is Yahweh Shai. With, with Michael and the angels coming for war. Just like that movie Django, he came back to get his woman and whooped their asses and went and rode off in the sunset. This is similar to that movie. If you see any movie, it's about that man coming back to save, even Superman coming back to save that woman. And it's not no simp shit, because if that was the case, he would be saving all Israel. He's saving only the elect, because he's putting the 2/3 into the shambles with the Edomites. They're going to be Sarah too. So it ain't no simp shit, but it's like, get your shit in order or you getting left. Get right or get left. So that's what the so-called white man wants to play. The father, and the husband and the owner of the Israelites. And that's the way he would do it, to make a signet, to put something on you, in you, to say, no, this is my property. And then they're gonna force it on you, but they're gonna make it beneficial, to where it's kind of like they play chess with it, psychological warfare, and they do something to where you'll move a certain way, or people move a certain way. Like I said, gentrification. All they had to do is raise the rent in Jake neighborhoods, and guess what? Jake gonna move out. He gonna try to move to a cheaper place. So he didn't really have to go in and on a major bombing level, to where, hey, bomb him or get. He just used his tactics, his antics. So when you force in the corner, you be like, you gonna be like, I don't know, I can't do shit else. So that's one way he's gonna force. But a lot of the times, more of to where his anger and his madman methods are going to show is basically putting people to death that don't take it, you know, because we're about to live in a different world now, a different society, to where everything you see, everybody's on edge, so everything is offensive now. Everything is, oh shit, you said this word, no, I'm going to the trunk. Well, you know, so is the people, so is the heart of the king. So that's what they gonna do. Oh, y'all talking about sodomites? We coming for y'all. Y'all talking about y'all don't like America? Y'all want to move? Well, we coming. You know. So, but that's what he wants to play. He wants to play. He's big. He know he's big brother because he says that big brother's watching you. He wants to play the husband and the father as an authoritative figure to rule over us. And what did it say? It said in the beginning, like in Genesis, it says, "Your brother, the elder, shall serve the younger," and he told Isaac. Now Isaac told him like, "Your brother shall rule over thee. He shall, you know, and we're gonna rule over them with a rod of iron, man." But in the meantime, in buying time, they're gonna play all the authoritative ways that they can, and this is one of the big ways that they play the authority, play the father, play the husband, play owner, and have ownership is making a signet, a covenant. Yeah, anytime you go anywhere, you sign something, you sign papers, man. Even if you go to a job, you fill it out, and you gotta say, well, yeah, this is the time I'm willing to be there every day, and you know this is the job I'm willing to do for this amount of money. And if you don't do that job, guess what? They kick you out, they fire you, and you can't do shit about it because you signed those papers. You know, that's what sometimes, a lot of times, we bring up the, you know, the word or the term receipts to prove that this is not what it is. So when the most Yahweh Shai and his angels come back and you don't have, you don't have receipts. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that dream right quick. It was just a quick dream. Uh, yeah, I was with my biological brother. We was in the store, and I was like, you know, he got something from that store, and I was like, I was talking to a woman. She said, "Nah, that's uh, that's not here. We don't sell that product here." Because I was trying to return something. I think it was a Goku kind of game or something. I don't know why it was, you know, and it was only nothing but SpongeBob stuff in there. I was like, damn, this ain't the right place. So it was across the way. So I went into the place, and Moab was there, and he was like, and so tried to return the product, the Goku product, and I looked in my pocket, and I was like, damn, I don't got my receipt, and then they tried to like, they kept my product behind the desk, and they said, well, your father got to be here. And I said, what does my father got to do with it? He said, well, he's a co-signer of this store. So anything you buy at the store, he has to be with you to purchase it. I was like, what the fuck? How is that? I can't just return this and get my money for it? Nah, he got to be here. And I was like, damn. So it made me think about, you know, that father being present. It made me think about the M.O.T.B. Like that's the authority figure. So, and you know, Moab is into technology too. He's into this shit too, man. He's trying to be the next new super. He's a pet boy for Esau too, man. He just got his hand in a cookie jar, but it just, you know, lets you know that things may be like that in some form or fashion to where, and they act like he acted like he was getting called the National Guards on me. Like they made it a big ass deal. Like they was holding me up. Like they was getting called the Chinese police force or whatever. But I mean, it was in America, of course. But I mean, they made it a big ass deal. Like they was gonna call the cops just because, you know, and they kept the product. Like they didn't even, you know what I'm saying? They was like, well, because I didn't have my receipt for it, so they kept it. I was like, hey, well, that's mine. No, you have to have, you know, either receipt or your father here. So, Yeah, it lets you know, man, shit is gonna get crazy. Not because my dream, but it's already been crazy. But I'm just saying about what how the prophets are gonna play out, what the prophets been talking about, you know. Because we ain't nobody, We didn't have many dreams. We didn't have, conversations. But it ain't gonna happen until the Most High make it happen. But it's happening. It's like that gradual process is already showing, So that's why we could talk about it, and we could talk about it before it happens, because we the prophets. That's our job, and we have been talking about this way before it came, way before the robot dogs got, on the scene promoted, and the M.O.T.B promoted, and all this other stuff, man. So something's definitely going down, like the brothers always say. Hopefully it was edifying. To the next video. Shalom.